idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time. Season 2.
True colors. That's why I love you, so don't be afraid, Guy Montgomery. It's true colors, true to fun.
You got it wrong.
Yeah, I know. I'm tired. Sleepy.
Sarah Jessica Parker's epilogue makes no sense. This entire movie is a waste of time. It's a convoluted disaster.
Now, you're just tired and cranky. You don't mean that.
I'm not going to argue with you. I am tired and cranky.
Welcome to the worst idea of all time, episode 12. Today, our movie is Sex and the City 2, as it has been the previous 11 times. And what a great time we had watching the movie.
I do apologise for being late, but life
It's entirely Guy's fault.
got in the way.
Let me say that.
Life
Oh, shit.
gets in the way.
What I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to skip to exactly 2 hours and 11 minutes into the film.
Why?
To find a phone number of a jewellery store that we're going to ring. Because it features in the movie.
This is a fool's errand.
Yeah, what do you think's going to happen when we ring it?
Nothing.
Do you think it'll just come up with a disconnected kind of thing? Yeah.
You're calling it a make-believe jewelry store in Abu Dhabi.
The first number's a 203, which I think is an American prefix for like Cali, isn't it? Something.
No, you're an idiot.
203. 203.
I don't like.
Oh, I'm an idiot. You don't know. You're gonna feel like
you're
a right piece of shit if it is California.
You're an
and
idiot.
rightly so.
You're an idiot for thinking that you can call up a fake jewelry. There you go.
There it is.
It's not even.
No,
it's
it's not.
026.
Okay, so what? So we put an Abu Dhabi country code on there. So we got to find that out first. So Guy, how did you?
This is the worst content.
Guy, how did you find the movie content? Listen to you, Mr. Fucking King of Media. The Rat King really got to you, huh?
The Rat King did not get to me. Tim, I didn't enjoy this movie at all. At no point did I think it was good. At no point did I find a reprieve. There was no shining light. Your company fluctuated between being incredibly enjoyable and entirely insufferable. I'm not happy. There was a sleeping cat next to us for the duration of the film. I could not have been more jealous of the cat's existence.
You tried to eat the cat at one point.
Oh, to be a cat.
What's so good about being a cat?
The cat has no obligations to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
The cat just slept through the movie.
Yes. You want to be asleep. That's basically, you're jealous of the feline because you wish you were asleep right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also because the cat didn't absorb any of that. The movie happened around the cat. As far as the cat knows, we could have been watching a cinematic masterpiece.
That's the beauty of being a cat, I guess.
Ignorance is bliss.
But then it's a double-edged sword, which is a stupid saying.
No, it's not.
Well, it is, because if we were watching a masterpiece, the cat wouldn't know. You know what I mean? It can't enjoy the heights or the lows.
Ignorance is bliss.
No, not always.
Yes, always.
The United Arab Emirates International Dialing Code is 971. 971. So what do? We go plus 971 on a cell phone?
Baby, fine gold jewellery.
Plus 971. Okay, hit me with those digits.
02
02
622
622
3221.
3221. We'll do it on speakerphone. I don't know if this is how you ring it.
Recognize the number you dialed. Please
Unbelievable. Who would have thought?
Well, hold on. I just might have done it in the wrong format. No, was it 971 or 972? 971. 971. And then what do we got?
Who would have
02.
guessed? This is just...
Well, you've really got to pick up the slack, mate.
No, all you're doing is avoiding...
Cover.
All you're doing is avoiding talking about the movie.
I'm trying
You've
to...
come up with some stupid, fucking harebrained, far-fetched attempt to get out of talking about the film. You knew full well going into this you were never going to get through to a jewellery store in Abu Dhabi.
I absolutely didn't know that.
Stop looking at your phone and look at me. Engage. # look up Tim.
I
wish
won't.
everyone
You
would
haven't
stop.
earned it.
I wish everyone would stop looking at their phones and look at each other.
Oh man,
I remember a world when people had conversations.
I've wanted to punch
not
you in the
group
face
threads.
a lot of times. None more so than right now.
I remember going to parties where people would remember and live in the now, not live through their screens.
It would bring me so much joy to just fucking lay one on you.
Put your fucking phone down.
Just a closed fist, full force face punch.
This movie is tearing us apart.
Yeah, maybe.
Can you even remember being at
Jesus.
the wedding?
No, dude. I can't remember the Queen Swans. I can't remember the crazy couple. I can't remember jack shit of all that fucking stuff.
All Tim and I had to get through this movie was a nip of whiskey each, a hot cup of Milo, a bowl of Cocoa Pops, half a bag of M&M's, so that's actually quite a lot, and half a bag of candy. And I tell you what, they all made it better.
Yeah.
Anything that you can engage with during the film, which will distract you from watching the film, is an improvement on the film. I cannot imagine how unreasonable the cinema going experience must have been.
I want to gouge my eyes out.
Unless you went into the cinema and went into gold class and had like a menu and people who would bring you food and drink during the film, you were essentially in there left to your own devices. You can't talk to each other like we can while the movie's going. You're actually just in there with this movie savaging your face. It's like you're lying down and this movie just takes its trousers off and just bends down. And it's just...
Has its wicked way with you.
It has its wicked, wicked way with you.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth in what you're saying. It sounds like hyperbole, but it's really how I feel. What you're saying is true. I feel like it's true. You know what I mean? I've just Googled the phone number as well. It's coming up empty.
Of course it's coming. I don't know what made you possibly think that was going to be a real jewelry shop.
I didn't necessarily think it would be a jewellery shop. I just wanted to know what was at the other end of those digits when inserted into a phone.
This is like what 11-year-olds do when they watch a movie or TV and they see a number and they think it's real and they call it.
That's what
You have
separates
the
you and
intellectual.
I.
This is what Sex and the City 2 has done. Is it has reduced you to having the intellectual capacity of an 11-year-old.
Incorrect. I have the childlike wonderment and furious curiosity of a child. That light has died in you, guy. That's why you're trying to eat cats all the time and fall asleep
And try and
during
eat a
movies.
cat or try and fall asleep.
You looked very lustfully
Yeah,
at
I
that
looked
cat.
lustily. If you look at something lustily or lustfully, I don't know which is the right word, that doesn't mean that you want to eat it.
In this case, you did.
And I don't think that you should be bragging about having the childlike wonder of an 11-year-old. An 11-year-old is a moron compared to us.
I would.
To me.
I will
I'm
never.
smarter than an 11-year-old.
I will never be embarrassed. I will wear that on my sleeve till I die. That I have the childlike
Right,
wonderment
get a tattoo
of the
it.
world.
Get a tattoo saying I'll never be embarrassed on your sleeve.
I don't know where it would fit. The only place I want a tattoo is currently occupied by Patrick Schwarzenegger's face.
I was fingering Patrick Schwarzenegger's face the other night.
What
I was doing a role
the
play.
fuck are you talking about? Fingering it. It's disgusting.
It's not disgusting, fingering your own flesh.
Jesus.
His tattoo isn't on any orifice. It's
Yeah,
just
but-
on my butt cheek.
Christ, pick a different verb.
No, I need to say words that garner a reaction out of you. So far all you've done is look at your phone and try and call up a fake fucking jewelry store. I resent you for it.
I resent you.
What for?
Being born.
No, you don't.
You got a dumb face.
No, I'm not allowing
You got a dumb fucking face.
You've got, you know what? You got a dumb fucking face. I hate your stupid fucking face.
Everything about you
fucking
stupid. You're a stupid doo-doo head.
I'll allow it.
More adventures with the Rat King, though, this week. I feel like the mythology of this movie has developed to the point where Lazarus, which is the demon spirit that lives inside Carrie's hat she wears at the wedding, has formed some sort of binary relationship with the Rat King whereby you need to be supporting one or the other. I think, what are those religions called where there's only one God? A monotheistic religion? This is like the other one where there's two. Ditheistic, I guess that would be called. I'm just throwing Latin together and, 2 and 2 and making 4 here. But
you're just mashing syllables against each other
I guess
and ascribing meaning to them after the fact.
I wonder if, like, you're Jewish, where that sets you on what path. within the world of Sex and the City too? Do you automatically become aligned with Lazarus or the Rat King, or neither? Do you get it to kind of pick your own path, or is being Jewish, like, is Judaism a third option? It's like Rat King, Lazarus,
I don't think that
Judaism.
I don't think that traditional human religions exist or are relevant in this context.
Well, like, but there's a lot of Jews in this film.
That's not like you abandon your.
They talk about it.
You abandon
acknowledged.
your religion.
It's brought to the fore.
You abandon your religion and you choose a side.
I see.
Look, I don't want to talk about the mythology of the Rat King or Lazarus right now, Tim.
What would you like to talk
You've
about?
been dancing all around the movie. I want you to tell me what you took away from it.
Do you tell me?
No,
Hot
you're
shot?
fucking switcheroo. You're the slipperiest fish I've ever spoken to. Like a fucking salmon on the boat.
What have you offered up
Salmon
here
on the
that's so
boat.
good? You've called me
You
up
haven't
for
even
trying to
listened
offer
to
things
anything
up.
I've said, and every question I've asked you, you've just avoided by saying, "Well, why don't you tell me?"
I just
It's bogus.
spun a great yarn about the mythology of this film, which I've
didn't-
engaged in heavily, obviously, talking about all the Jews that are in it and which side they're going to pick in the Great War. Lazarus v. Rat King. Where will you stand?
Nonsensical.
All right, I'm going to run circles around you by offering a shining light just to show what a fucking moron and a cunt you are.
That's not going to do anything to disregard
My shining
me.
light is actually a battle between two things Samantha said, but I think the one that'll win out is when she's looking at the dress in the dress shop and she turns to Carrie and says, "What's the worst thing they could say about me if I wear this dress?" And Carrie says, "What the hell does she think she's doing?" And Samantha looks at her and says, "Just went to the top of my list," and I love it. I love the delivery.
What
I
do you
love
like
her
about
face, mainly her face, how her face looks. Very animated, very happy, and it's made up real well too. I really like her lipstick. It really pops off.
This isn't the first time you've sung the praises of Kim Cattrall's acting in this film.
She's a good actor.
She lights up the screen, you say.
Big time. Not in every moment, but she certainly punctuates a lot of the film with her goodness.
Do you find moments like that? You haven't watched a lot of the show, but does that hark back to the TV days for you? And that's when the movie sings, if you will?
I imagine so. Any bit of Sex and the City, the TV show that I saw, was such a long time ago, you know? It was such a long time ago that I can't, it's shapeless in my mind. It's like when I still lived with my parents, I think, that was on telly.
6 seasons. I think it
It
started.
started in the late 90s, I think. So that'd be about right, because I didn't move out of home till, what, 2006?
That'll be right. It started in the late
Yeah.
90s. That's old.
That's old, bro. These
Like,
ladies are,
It's funny, like
excuse me, old.
cell phones age movies.
Yeah, they do, eh? They really put a stake in the chronology of when it was chucked together. I'm pretty sure Blackberry Pearls is what people are rocking in this.
I like that technology provides a really strong timeline for you.
Yeah, big time. With Thingy's got what iPhone has she got? Like a 3GS? Might even be pre that.
2010.
I think it's the 3GS.
3GS, 5 years ago.
We've got a cat with us, folks, for this watch. We got Cat Dog. Cat Dog is a neighbour's cat that comes around to my house all the time. Did I tell you about the note that they sent us, bro?
No.
The neighbours attached a note to that cat's collar that said, I can't remember the exact wording, but it said, "Stop feeding our cat. It belongs to us." And we were like, "We're not feeding your fucking cat. You just like need to look better after." We didn't say this, obviously. This is what we'd said to each other.
That would have been useful.
Yeah. It was a real exercise in productivity that day. But it's just like, you fucking send us a note because your cat likes hanging out with us. We're not feeding it. You're just a shitty owner.
It's what a passive aggressive New Zealand way.
Come
of
around
addressing the
here
problem.
and tell that to my face, bro.
Writing
Let's
a
have a
post-it
chat.
note and putting on your cat's collar.
Let's have a goddamn... And they're across the fence. They could yell at us. They could yell that at us.
I don't want to go over there. We'll get the cat to do it. How cats can't talk. We'll put a note in its collar. Brilliant.
Fucking
That's
ridiculous.
brilliant.
Actually, my flatmate Nick, who you'll remember from episode 29 of season 1, Prawn Salad, he's the gentleman snoring in the background. He wrote a reply. He had a note of reply. I can't remember, but it was words to the effect of, "Fuck off. We're not feeding your cat. Look after it better." Because that cat had a lot of
reply
kittens.
he wrote was shaving fuck off into the cat's back.
God, that would have worked. Well, the note of reply fell out because I saw it on our front doorstep, and I assume it just fell out of Cat Dog's
Fell
collar.
out.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. Who even knows at this point? You know, what was your shining light?
No one knows. I've said previously that I find the scene between the Danish architect and Kim Cattrall at the restaurant gross and over the top, which is the entire point of it, obviously. But I find like when they're both filleting the shisha pipe, it doesn't do. Neither of them are doing anything for me. Like they're both sexy people, and I don't want either of them filleting me.
Do you find Ricard a sexually attractive man?
Yeah. His accent throws me a little bit, but
I don't think I do. There's something.
He's a bit seedy.
Yeah.
He's a pretty seedy dude.
Yeah.
But when he stands up and they give you that, like he's in profile and his bone is poking out of his linen, not poking out, but like poking through his linen, not poking through, like you don't see any flesh, but
it's
like
protruding
through his linen
pop-tinting.
trousers.
Yeah.
Protruding's the right word. That tickles me.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
like-
you like that's your shining light,
That's my
an
shining-
erection,
Yeah.
an erection on,
Or just like
on screen.
the gall of Ricardo. the gall of that man. It's like, because, you know, like, I guess if you're that confident and you just want to rock the boner through trowel, go for it. But I've never rocked a boner through trowel like that. If I ever get a boner in trowel, I'm poppy in the waistband. Poppy in the waistband, that's my business, no one else's.
You've long wanted to have this debate on boner etiquette, haven't you?
I wanted to open up this conversation with you, yes. When did you first figure out that when you get a boner in an inappropriate public space, poppy in the waistband?
Oh, mate. I don't know. Early days.
It's just like, it's hardwired into you.
Sure. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Which is why this flagrant flouting of the rules tickles me so. It's insane. And in a city, or not in a, well, it isn't a city, but in a country where it's like, you know that that's going to ruffle a few feathers and cause problems for you.
So you like that he's taken what is just assumed. It's just a known. It's a known. Or it's even an unknown because it's so obvious. You wouldn't even question it. And he's turned the paradigm upside down.
Well, it's just because for me, he's wearing like loose linen trousers and a loose linen shirt. And it raises the question of, I mean, it could be worse, arguably. What say he poppy in the waistband? He's got like his shirt is unbuttoned in the lower parts.
Get a
And
little
then there's
head.
just a little purple-headed monster peeking through the curtains.
Yeah, that's never it's never a good look. Never a good look on foreign soil.
You're walking around, you think that you're all covered up and everything's tickety-boo, but you got to fucking...
I don't even think diplomatic immunity would cover you for that. I think if you were a foreign diplomat and you had the
purple-headed
monster poking it. Do you know what? I think it's actually more offensive than if you were fully naked. It's weird, eh? If you just had the tip of the erect penis
Tip of the
popping
iceberg,
out,
so to speak.
yeah. If you had that bloody Titanic sinking behemoth, but just the tip,
They call that iceberg penis.
they call it Titanic sinker. They call it I don't know what they call it.
I used to get boners at the weirdest times.
Please tell me more.
You sound enthused.
Yeah. Not a conversation I really want to
I can
engage
feel
with
this,
right now.
It was mostly like, say we do a family road trip.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing untoward is going to happen in the story, by the way.
Yeah, I assumed.
But like driving along, say we're on like a 5-hour drive to go to some place, and there's like a city in the middle or a town in the middle that will break up the trip, and we'll stop to get like a snack or whatever, or say ice cream.
You go into Napier, you pop out at Palmy North.
Okay,
Wait, would that be
geographically? That doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, but we'll go with it. So anyway,
You go into Palmy
so
North,
like
you pop out at Bulls.
I've had an obedient flaccid penis for the duration of this car trip.
Obedient.
As soon as the mention, or as soon as we're like literally a minute from pulling into the town to get ice creams or whatever,
Yeah.
it's like something stirs in my flaccid 14-year-old penis, and it's like, what? We're getting ice cream? And it just jumps up. It just jumps up, and it's so excited. You got to do this fucking huge song and dance, tucking it in the waistband. Like, there's 3 kids in the back of this fucking wagon, you know. I can't hide this, you know. It's It's a whole kerfuffle.
This has really stayed with you, and I think it's really warped you, bro.
It hasn't warped me. I'm a high functioning human being.
Yeah, roughly.
Like, I'm not going to take
You got a lot of.
I'm not taking life tips from the guy who calls up phone numbers that come up in movies.
I'm just saying you've got a lot of weird sexual stuff.
How's that a weird sexual thing?
It's led to weird sexual stuff.
What weird sexual stuff have I got?
You know,
The stuff.
All
You
the
know, the stuff.
the weird stuff. No, you're right. You're right. You're not wrong.
Very rarely am I.
Mm.
So yeah, Shining Light, Ricard, Dick Spurt's Linen Boner. I'd like it to be known as Dick Spurt Linen Boner. That's the name.
This sounds like a James Bond movie. Dick Spurt, Linen Boner.
James Bond villain.
Yeah.
He
He would be too.
He's
Because
actually got a boner made of linen.
he's got that sketchy accent that you can never pick, just like a Bond villain of old. When they had actually, in Bond villains of new as well, because what's his name? The one who's arguably
It's like
bisexual.
And it's like my boner is like a lizard's tail. You can cut it off, but it will grow back. And
Twice as strong.
stronger, with a higher thread count.
Oh, it's a boner of linen.
And he ejaculates buttons.
It's next level.
Loose buttons.
Very useful though. Jesus. Well, I think it's time for my favourite segment, and that is where's he going? What's he off to?
Where's that?
Well, you tell me. Well, I know where it is. I know where's that. So that's why I'm asking you to tell me.
It's on the corner of Bleecker and 10th Street. A little known cafe called Mahogany's.
Mm.
Very popular eatery
Mm.
amongst the bourgeoisie.
The glitterati, if you will.
That's right, of the Upper East Side. Many famous paparazzo frequent this cafe on their downtime between movie premieres.
Including the ones who killed Diana.
Really?
The most famous paparazzo of all.
Mm.
Yeah, they hang out at Mahogany's. Mahogany's a lot.
They also hang out at Mahogany's.
Mahogany's is across the
evil
road.
nemesis of Mahogany's.
Yeah, that's the Lazarus Cafe. Mahogany's is Rat King territory.
Hero,
Mm.
the man who consumes more caffeine per capita than any country in South America.
Let's call him
That doesn't make sense.
Cafutino.
Per capita. There's one capita. There's one in the capita.
One head there. Anyway, continue.
What? He's actually he's launching it. This isn't anything to do with anything, but he's launching something called the Capita Catheter.
Oh. So what is that? Like a one laptop per child style program, but for catheters?
I guess
Like
yeah.
everyone gets a catheter.
Everyone gets a catheter.
And an Oprah style giveaway.
He wears
You get a catheter.
He wears a large duffel coat, which has catheters
Wow.
sewn into the insides.
You're all about coats, aren't you?
Coats and penises.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm
This-
going to
we
be
got some
known
big
for
things.
at the end of these episodes.
So look, it's your legacy. We're in Mahogany's. We're joined by our caffeined crusader. And were you going somewhere with that?
Yeah, he was dashing off to snap some paps at a movie premiere.
So he's a pap. He's following the paparazzo and photographing them.
That's right. He snaps paps, baby.
He is a very clever man.
Well, he's not. He's losing a lot of money on the business venture because no one is paying any money for photos of paparazzi taking photos.
What he's doing is art, guy. You can't throw it into the commercial realms of looking and
Okay.
and saying, is this making money?
But
No, then it's bad.
This guy's running at a loss. All of his properties, his camera, his furniture, everything is being repossessed
Mark,
as
true
he
artist.
sits at Mahogany's.
A true artist.
A true artist loses
Hashtag
everything.
true artist.
Hashtag look up.
He is a true artist, though. It's a real comment on hypocrisy and the surveillance state
The nanny state.
and, celebrity culture.
Oh
Because
God.
we're all very prepared to buy our
There's
magazines.
some media university tutor out there just wetting themselves with excitement at
Oh,
the
boy,
points
I
you're
know
raising
what.
right now.
See, the funny thing is, it's a Trojan horse. I'm afraid because I'm mocking you. I'm reeling you in with bait and mocking you. And you Mocking your life's work, your teachings.
That's right. Humble media tutor.
That's the thing about...
We've lured you into this 66th episode of The Worst Idea of All Time. It's a trap.
The thing about mockery is, though, you got to be close enough to the subject matter yourself to be able to really fucking lampoon it.
Yeah.
You got to be in there.
And that's when the mocker becomes the mocky.
Oh, you got to be careful where that line is.
Behind that kitchen bench, Tim,
Yes.
I have a whole army of media lecturers and tutors who have been listening to this conversation, waiting for you to broach the topic, and then in turn mock you relentlessly and ruthlessly for it.
It's all gotten terribly meta. Terribly
I think this,
meta.
of all the watchings we've had of Sex and the City 2 so far, I think this is the closest it's come to undoing us. The episode started off with just like genuine abuse of one another.
Yeah.
It has devolved into like a barely coherent meta commentary.
I kind of like it when we're this tired, though, because I feel like there is absolutely no barrier between my thought process and what you're hearing. Like what is coming into the microphone is just, there's no more in my brain than what you're hearing. Do you know what I mean? You're getting the totality of my thought process.
I enjoy that.
Where there are silences, I'm literally thinking of nothing. There is nothing in my brain.
When I most felt that, like just your brain literally bleeding into the microphone, was the morning after you drank an unholy amount of gin.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And you were really suffering for it.
Was that it was about in the 30s somewhere, late 30s, I reckon.
I don't know.
Maybe the 40s.
I just don't recall.
I was in a lot of pain that day. Yeah, this watch really, I felt like it really, for the first time, wow, I guess it has the other times too. You always forget how much punishment it'll deliver, but it really beat down on us.
The issue...
It felt like Batman versus Bane, and it was
think
Bane.
The issue was, it's very late, and you just, like, especially now that we're this far in, you just want to get to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't enjoy Abu Dhabi. Nothing good comes from being in Abu Dhabi other than the fact that you know...
It's just progress.
That you've pretty much, like, put away an hour of the film.
It's advancement.
And it just takes so long to get there.
Yeah, we just kept like trying to check where we were. We were like, have they had the fight yet? Are we on a plane yet?
Like yeah, and you were saying it, and we'll say it again, but the threads that they drop, like the sort of seeds they scatter to grow into like hooks that we're meant to be invested and interested in, like Carrie's writing a book. I feel like that is just a token effort to reference the fact that Carrie has written books in the TV show.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
Like, no one gives a flying fuck about the book. No one in the world of the film, no one as a genuine fan of the show watching the movie is invested in the book.
In fact, the book that gets the most screen time is that Suzanne Summers' Guide to Menopause. It's like, fuck.
Well, they had a lot of units to shift.
Yeah, I know, but thing is,
they needed to
think
that's
about
the
this.
best marketing scheme.
Well, it's so weird. Like a movie costs so much money, and books. I'm not used to seeing books advertised in a Blockbuster. Let me just say that I didn't see one single reissue of Lord of the Rings appear in Transformers. You know what I'm saying? Or Lord of the Rings, for that matter. Which would have been a great tie-in. Feels like a way better opportunity than Michael Bay's trilogy de shit.
And the end credits is just some member of the Tolkien estate going, if you enjoyed that, you'll love the books.
God damn, that would be terrible. What's a good movie you've seen recently? Have you seen Mad Max? Oh, boy, do I wish I was doing a podcast about Mad Max.
It's a different conversation.
God damn.
Isn't that a rollicking good time?
It really nailed what it was doing. I was excited from where to go. I paid like $30 to see it in IMAX in 3D, and I might do it again.
I don't want you coming in here and enjoying yourself on the back end of what has been a miserable 25 minutes of conversation.
Well, I'm just trying to reach for a bit of sunlight in this tomb.
You told me to bring this up during the podcast. I've just remembered to do it.
What?
Lamb and Soft.
So, I watched the trailer for Pixels, which is the movie that everyone got... This isn't me talking, this is the internet talking. Everyone got really excited about it until they found out Adam Sandler is in it. And I think may have produced it. It might be a Happy Madison production.
Yeah.
So it's about video game characters coming to Earth like as aliens and destroying the Earth, and
I think it
the
still
world's
looks
best
okay.
players have got to take it on. Everyone's just again, this isn't me talking, this is the internet, but everyone is just so bummed that Sandler's in it because it looks great. Like the special effects and stuff looks so awesome. The way that they've done it, like the style that they've applied to it looks so dope. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is I was watching the trailer this morning and I noticed that they mentioned the name Lamonsoff in it. And someone messaged me and I can't remember what movie they were talking about, but it was another Sandler
The Wedding
film.
Singer.
Yeah, that's right. And it was something about someone owing money to Lamonsoff, or Lamonsoff owes someone else
I think it was
money.
even Eric Lamonsoff.
So is Lamonsoff like the connective
this
tissue of the
This is like,
Sandlerverse?
you've lampooned me before for believing that all all media exists in the same universe, and like all Adam Sandler films exist in the same universe.
Two very different things, but yeah.
No, the same.
We'll go
thing.
forward with the second claim.
No, the first.
I never thought you were being very serious about it though. But are you?
No, I don't think I was.
But the Sandlerverse thing, like this Lamonsoff little nugget. I mean, I don't think it's any more thought out than Sandler just really wants the name Lamonsoff in every one of his films.
Better than that. It's just so exhausted he can't be bothered coming up with any new names for characters.
Yeah, that would be an indictment on us all that he keeps being able to make them. Us as a society for allowing it, you know?
I'm okay with it.
Do you reckon Grown Ups 3 is going to happen in your heart of hearts?
Yes.
You going to watch it with me?
Yes. It's going to be impossible not to. Like a moth to a flame.
I really think we deserve some walk-on roles in that film if it gets made. I can't see it happening, but I think we deserve it.
I worry
But what?
this film that we're watching.
Sex and the City 2. You say it. You say its name. Look me in the eye and say the words.
Sex and the City 2.
How does that make you feel?
That made me feel nothing, but I don't think it's doing good things.
No. No, on a lot of different levels. Not to our relationship as men. Not
It's
about
not
how...
doing good things to us as men either.
No, as
Because
individuals.
it just...
Oh, yeah.
We
as
just
yeah.
sit here and you just like deride these women because they're the protagonists. They're the ones who are like acting out all of the problems and the bad things about the movie. So that's where the frustration is like beamed into.
This is why Mad Max was so good.
It's disastrous.
Mad Max was kind of like... It was so satisfying because...
No, we're getting into something right now.
You seem like...
Fuck you.
I love
bro.
action movies.
Fuck you.
So every...
Fuck you.
It was like...
no, look at me.
Yeah.
Don't talk about Mad Max.
I'll just say this one thing.
Everyone likes Mad Max.
This one thing. And then we'll move on.
Whoop-de shit. There's a million people talking about how good Mad Max is and why it was so good right now. There's no one talking about why Sex and the City 2 was not good this week.
You're being a massive dick. Just hold on for a second. Let me say this. I've just watched Sex and the City 2 with you for like fucking what feels like a month. I mean, just tonight. It feels like I've been watching it for a month in a row. It was a very satisfying movie to watch because it was like the undoing of the worst bit of all action movies. And I love action movies. But the whole like woman hating aspect flipped it on its head. And it kept all of the awesome bits of the genre and just changed that. And then it was good. That's all I'll say about it. Now we can move on. We're going to have to watch Sex and the City 2 again in about 2 days. So put that in your brain and keep it close to you at all times. When you're in a good mood and something good happens to you, I want you to remember that. And I want you to get sad. I want to see a little tear, ideally. Because I want you to know that there can be no joy or love in your life. Not truly. Because you know that we have to watch this movie another 40 times together.
There's so many.
That's about 90 hours worth of Sex in the City 2. Look at me, guy. Seriously, look at me. Look at me with both eyes and my eyes.
Longer than 90. It's close to 100.
Well, there we go.
That is a big old fucking desert to traverse.
As grand and desolate as Abu Dhabi herself.
Find out what the fellas think of Sex and the City 2 next week. And by next week, I mean quite literally in 2 fucking days.
worst idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time. It's the worst idea of all time.